Hey friends, welcome into my channel. My name is Jackie Alves, and today I'm coming to you from my beautiful makeup studio in Arizona where I live. And you can tell it's early. You can see the sun peeking through over there. Gives kind of a golden splash upon the place. It's quite nice. And so it just gives a really beautiful morning light in here. So I'm happy to be really bright and early with you today to show you some incredible contour tricks, some lifting tips, and some things that are really gonna brighten up your makeup and make you feel like you look a little bit better. I mean, seriously, you know, when gravity is battling against us every day, I think that I feel better when, you know, something is giving me a lift, like on my whole body. Honestly, I wish I could just get all of it lifted, but I can't afford that. I don't have time for that. And I'm not sure I'd want to anyway. So let's try to do a little bit with makeup instead. Okay. Let's get cracking. So I have some great skincare on already. That's really key. You guys make sure you're exfoliated. You've got some good moisturizer on, something lightweight for the daytime. So it's not gonna cause you to look greasy and shiny. Nobody wants to look greasy. Right now I'm gonna go ahead and do a primer. Now this is a green primer. I know that's kind of weird, you know, color correcting and whatnot. So I have a lot of red in my skin. And sometimes, not all the time, sometimes I like to use this primer that's got kind of a green tint because it color corrects the redness in my skin. And this one is a really good stay put primer. So I know that Elf has one like this, like a green primer. It's pretty cool stuff. I think theirs is like a power grip, like a version of their power grip primer. So I really love that brand. That's a good one. But you know, check out this wacky red chest. It's no bueno, so I'm gonna correct that. I'm gonna definitely get some foundation there. So now I'm gonna go into some cream foundation. I have a shade that matches my skin and I have a shade that is darker because I'm gonna use it for contour. Now don't be alarmed. Scale it back a bit and don't freak out and stick with me because I'm not gonna do all the stripes and things. I'm not gonna stripe Napoleon ice cream all over my face because, you know, with the brown and the white and the pink, that's what it reminds me of. Did I just say Napoleon ice cream? I meant Neapolitan, but whatever. Let's move along, shall we? I'm gonna use these two shades of foundation and I'm gonna get in there and I'm gonna start with the one that matches my face the best. And I'm just using a nice fluffy foundation brush. You guys, I found these brushes on Amazon and, oh, let me get my mirror. They've been really cool. I got like a whole stinking set. Look at these buggers. Yeah, I mean, except for that purple one. But I got this whole set for like 30 something bucks on Amazon. And the brand is Daily Queen. Never heard of them before, but they look nice and I wanted to try them. And at that price, I was like, shoot, I'm really happy I did. I'm not an influencer for them. I don't have a discount code or anything like that, but look them up on Amazon and you can try them if you want. They're really nice. So I'm gonna start right through the middle. Look how that immediately starts correcting out. Really pretty. But I'm not gonna put a bunch underneath my eyes, you guys. That's really key. I want you to trust this process. If you wanna give it a try, trust that you do not have to start packing under your eyes, okay? I'll put a little here. And I'm just going through the middle first. Now I'll do my jawline a little. And I'm not putting a whole lot of product. I don't want it really built up thick at this point because I'm working in layers today. I am gonna make sure this lasts a really long time. So working in little layers at a time really helps that long wear. You guys, I have a makeup academy here at the Beauty Bar. So I teach beautiful young women how to do professional makeup and I certify them as makeup artists, which is super cool. But the reason why I bring that up is because last night we were teaching them foundation. We just started a new semester and I was showing them these build up long wear techniques and they were like, ooh. So if you just start with a little first and then build it up, it really does last longer and you can get a beautiful, more natural looking finish rather than if you just go in hard and start getting all the foundation everywhere. So just, you know, take it easy. Take it easy. I'm gonna come up so you can see. I have that crazy red chest, which I've mentioned recently. I found out from my dermatologist that it's actually some kind of skin condition. It has a very long name. I don't know what it is. But he was like, oh yeah, it comes all the way up behind your ears. You have it really bad. And I was like, oh my God. Okay, thank you. I didn't ask him if there's anything he could do about it. I know that like neck products with niacinamide in it can help kind of tone down your redness. But anyway, I digress. I'm going to my forehead. And this big fat fluffy brush is nice because man, it's just buffing the heck out of this stuff. It's really nice, you guys. So right through the middle, mostly. I'm not really concentrating on the perimeters too much yet because I'm going back with that beautiful deeper shade that I showed you. That was from the Napoleon ice cream. I swear that's gonna have to be an ice cream flavor now. All right, and on my eyelids. So get it on your eyelids, but not too much underneath. Okay, I'm going in with that second shade. Now, remember, contour to look younger. That's what I said, right? And I know a lot of people are gonna jump on me and be like, well, you look old anyway. Well, I don't care, because not only does this kind of stuff make me look younger when I do these lifting techniques and I do some beautiful glowy contour, it makes me feel really pretty. So I'm gonna get in with some, where's my brush? There it is. I'm gonna get in with some of this deeper shade. Now these are cream foundations, and I don't think that you always have to use cream. I can use these same techniques and methods with liquid or with a powder foundation if I wanted to. It's really more about the placement of the shades, okay? And I do use liquid a lot more than cream anyway. But today I just really wanted to show you these great lifting techniques. Now darker toward the hairline and fade toward the nose. I also do this with powder, and I am gonna double stack today. And you can just do dots if you want. You don't have to do a big stripe, but I'm just trying to be careful that I don't get too much product. Otherwise it's gonna all run together and then I just have a really tan foundation on. All right, and then it fades toward my nose. Now don't worry, you don't have to contour all the way to here. It's gonna be buffed backward. It's gonna look really nice. Again, trust the process. That's like the magic words on this channel. And speaking of what's going on this channel, I want you guys to remember this is the channel of no rules. So if you don't like what I'm doing, and if you're like, I need to contour lower or higher, I want to contour my butt, I don't care. It's okay. Like, do your thing. We're just here like to celebrate looking and feeling better about ourselves. And especially, you know, once we hit 50 and start moving on in to that season of life, I think we really need each other. You know, I think it's a great time to be able to hang out together on YouTube and feel like you're learning some makeup tips from your girlfriend. All right, now I'm going right directly under my jawline, okay? Sometimes we have a bad habit of going on top and you wind up looking like you have a beard. And I talk about this a lot. I've got enough of a beard with menopause and then hormone replacement therapy. Praise the Lord for that. But, you know, also I feel like my eyelashes have just climbed down and they think this is their new community area or something. So I have a lot of beard going on already. I don't need to add to it. Oops, see, I got whacked out already. There we go. So what I'm doing here is sharpening up my jawline, all right? I'm gonna bring it down so that it's a shadow on my neck. Now, I have taught this a lot in a lot of my videos where I teach contouring. I have this one that talks about sagging necks and jowls. Great video if you struggle with that. It's a little more in depth, so check that out. I'm going back to this foundation brush so I can buff like a maniac. My son, the fabulous editor of this channel, he's marvelous, and my beautiful daughter have pointed out to me that I sing Maniac quite a bit on all of my videos, like several of them, my daughter said. And she was a little snarky, but she said several. Because I was like, no, I don't. I think I only sang it one time. And my daughter pointed out that it's actually several. So, you know, just, I think, in loving recognition of my daughter, I'll say,
My fellow Americans, I think we all know where this is going, so let's just skip to the end.
I'm a maniac, maniac on the floor. And I hope that you guys will sing that in your heads with me all day now. Okay, so now I'm just blending and buffing. Can you see the like super buff action? Speaking of super buff, I've been working out quite a bit. I've never like lifted weights before, you guys, and lately, especially because I'm feeling better with hormone replacement therapy, I'm having a little more strength and able to get in the gym. And I've really been enjoying being able to lift some little tiny weights. Like, I think I'm cool because I'm up to 8s, but you know, whatever. Now I'm back into the shade that matches my skin a little bit better. Now I'm using that to buff a little more. So I can go back and see anywhere that I feel like I've got too much of the contour, and I'm just softening it up and trying not to get it in my dang hair. And I'm gonna bring it up. I don't like to contour too low. One of my subscribers actually a couple of them have pointed out that I contour too low. And I always appreciate a good tip. You know, sometimes it's what people say isn't very nice, so I don't like to listen. But you know, sometimes I know you're just giving me a good tip, and I love that because you let me give you tips. So, you know, give me tips. You guys, have been a makeup artist for over 30 years. And I still feel like you can teach this old dog new tricks. All right, so I'm not gonna worry too much that my face is pretty bronzy and my chest isn't, because I'm gonna use a little bit of a bronzer later. So I'll bring it all together. So again, trust the process. So I've got a little bit of contour going on here, but not too much yet, so stick with me. All right, now I'm gonna go to a very lightweight powder. And this one is just a super translucent white powder. Oh no. Unbelievable. This is the second one I broke. I don't know if you can see it, but it looks like the Titanic crashed right in there. There's some little icebergs going on. Crackers. Oh well, I bet I could still use it. Gosh darn it. Okay, so I'm just gonna use a fat old kabuki brush. It's the same as my powder brush. Same size, but I just want to press through the middle just to set this in a little bit before I go to any powder products. Now, if I was going to do cream blush, I would do it at this point and not do powder yet. But I'm just prepping this for some powder products, and I'm going to go along my jawline, try to get closer for you. All right, so what I was talking about when I was saying, you know, it's a good place for us to hang out. You know, we need each other at certain seasons in life when things aren't going great, when we're getting older and we're not sure what to do about our makeup anymore. Like back in the day, we had it going on and we knew what to do. And now all of a sudden it's like, you can't even pick out a mascara anymore without wanting to cry. It's like, why is there 57 flipping mascaras and never even heard of these brands before? What do I do? Like back in our day, we had the pink and green tube, right? The Great Lash. Everybody knew, get Great Lash, it's fabulous. That's all we needed to know. And now it's like, oh my Lord, just choosing a mascara becomes like a scavenger hunt and game of Where's Waldo in the biggest cosmetic store ever, Marco Polo. All right, so anyway, you know, with us really kind of needing each other at these times, I think we should stick together. Friends are super important, right? So I'm gonna take my Beauty Bar Contour Palette. You guys, this is my own brand. I have it here for my students in the academy, but I wanna tell you, it's not really about brand on my channel. You guys know that. I want you to be able to use what you have. So if you've got a contour powder, just use it. If you don't have a contour powder and you wanna try this, there's been a couple of great recommendations lately. I always recommend like Smashbox and Bobbi Brown, but there's a couple of other really good, nice, simple contour palettes that are powder out there. So if you know one and you've got a favorite, please drop it in the comments for our friends so they can get some good suggestions of contour powder palettes, okay? I'm gonna go into this neutral contour here and I'm gonna double stack on my contour. I'm gonna come really close, okay? So just where I have been contouring before, I'm gonna go here. And you could have easily just left it with the cream. But again, I'm gonna double stack it because my focus today is contour, so I want it to pop and I want it to last. I've got a long day ahead of me. My husband and I have a marriage enrichment group that we help lead, so I wanna still look good when I get there. So I really do need this to last. Remember, I told you it's morning. You can see that sun was peeking over there. Okay, I'm gonna stack some of this contour under here. So I brought up friends because I wanted to mention that I am dedicating this episode to one of my good friends, Estelle Day. So this video, you guys, I'm dedicating to Estelle Day, and let me tell you why. Recently, she posted something really cool on Facebook, and she was talking about something that recently happened to her. So my beautiful friend lost her family home in the fires in California recently. And those Palisades fires started, and then she was up in Malibu, and her home that her grandparents passed down to her is gone. And so she's staying with some friends. She's getting ready to rebuild. You know, she's doing her best. She is a phoenix, man. I'm telling you, she will rise from the ashes. But she was posting about how that made her feel and how people have poured out love and support to her through this. She's having to stay with friends and people are giving her clothing. And you guys, she's an amazing human, just one of my most favorite people ever. But she was talking about how someone gifted her a session with a really great hair artist that was doing her roots for her, and she was getting, you know, loved on and getting some beauty treatment there. And she said it was amazing, even through all of the tragedy and all of she's lost everything, her home, everything she owned, so much, memories, everything. But even through that, she was loving how getting her hair done and fixed was making her feel. And her post said, "Beauty heals." Sorry. Her post said, "Beauty heals," and she's so right. That even when we're in some of the crappiest points of our life, if we can just pull ourselves up sometimes and just grab a shower, it can help pull us out of that. You know, we've heard stories about put on your red lipstick and go conquer the world. Sometimes something simple like that can make us feel so much better, so empowered. So my friend Estelle is a fabulous friend, but she's also an incredible fashion designer. She's an artist across the board. She paints, she sings, she's all the things, right? So for her to say that really touched my heart. And so I wanted to bring that to you guys today and let you know if you're feeling kind of crispy today, if something has affected your life, sometimes beauty heals. So just spending some time with yourself and some self-love, some self-care, or going and loving on somebody else that needs you. That heals too, serving others. Okay, while I was talking, I was buffing along and making sure everything's coming out okay. I feel like I might be a little bit darker on this side, but it's okay. I'm gonna trust the process, remember. So I'm not gonna freak out about the little details. I'm gonna trust it all the way to the end because I need to get in there with some blush right now. And then we're gonna go to contour and lifting for the eyes. All right, so we've worked on the whole face and I've really sculpted out a great cheek. You know, as we age, of course, we lose the volume in our face, and I've lost a lot of weight and some muscle through the weight loss process as well. So a lot of volume is gone. So I don't really have much going on here anymore. I'm kind of flat. So I like to give a lift here. So this will really help with that. And I'm gonna go in with a nice pink and orange blush mixed because I want kind of a peachy shade. All right, I'm stacking it right on top of that little kind of, last night at class, I just called it a bra for your cheekbone because, you know, our bras need to lift our boobs, but this bra can lift your cheek. Those girls were cracking up. They think I'm crazy, especially because they're so young. And I'm over here talking about, you know, crazy things like menopause. And then I had some music on last night during class, and I can't remember, it was like Rob Bass. Remember that song? It takes two to make a thing go right. I love that song and the whole rapping part. Like, of course, I know every stinking word to all the rapping. Like, all of a sudden, I was some kind of rap artist. And the girls were laughing at me so hard that we're here for class because one of them said, this is my dad's favorite song. Like, he always turns up Vanilla Ice. And I don't remember who else she said, but I was like, how old's your dad? And she said 53. So that's fine then. Just was cracking up because they're always like, 20 years old, and here I am. But you know what? I'm okay with it. I don't really care about the age, you guys. I don't want you to get stuck and think that because I love tips to make me look younger, feel younger. I joke about age a lot. I don't really care. I'm so totally okay with my age. I actually think this is my favorite age I've ever been. Let me grab some eyeshadow real quick. Just because the stinking wisdom that I have, I wouldn't go back to who I used to be for nothing. I know way too much, but I also have never had the confidence that I have now. So I'm okay. I'm okay with who I am, and I really do like my age. I think I'm kind of a badass sometimes. All right, so I'm gonna go in with this cream shade eyeshadow and just put it on my entire eyelid from lashes to brows and side to side. So this is highlighting my eyelid. Now remember, I got foundation and powder over the eyelid already, so that acted as an eyeshadow base. Now I want you to try a light shade for your first shade of eyeshadow, but you don't have to do white. Remember doing white eyeshadow on your bottom eyelid, trying to pop it out? Yeah, anyway, let's move along. I'm gonna actually switch back to my contour palette because I'm just gonna use that neutral brown that I used for contour. I'm gonna use it for my eyeshadow too. I'm a huge fan of a full face palette. If you can get a lot of use out of one thing, I love it. Now let me show you on the eyeshadow what I'm doing. This is actually highlight and contour because I'm gonna make sure this stays highlighted here, but I'm gonna contour out here because of the hooded lid. See how hooded that is? The other day I was real tired and they were like hooding, my hoods were hooding down so far, like my lashes were coming down, and I was like, man, I'm gonna have that lid surgery, whatever it's called, maybe in the next few years just so I could see. My dad had that done. And he doesn't really care about his looks too much, but man, it sure helped him see better. Of course, he looks a lot younger too. All right, so with my light brown or neutral brown powder, I'm just getting it in the crease, but I'm bringing it up towards the brow. What's happening is this is contouring this area. So pushing it back, like we contoured here, it pushes it back. So it's giving the illusion of a deeper crease right here. Now I teach this constantly when I'm just showing basic eyeshadow, but I really wanted to point out that it is technically a contour trick. Yeah, for real. Contour isn't just about Napoleon ice cream on your face or Neapolitan. It's, it's not about the stripes. It's more about what you want to push back from the attention and then highlight what you want to bring to the attention. Okay, so I'm going to do the same on this side. And you can go much darker with this shade if you want. I'm keeping it really light right now because I'm going to show you one more thing with the eyeshadow before I go to eyeliner. Now see, I have a fat brush. If you've got a smaller area than me, just use a smaller brush. This technique isn't for because I have a large lid. And you're like, well, I have a small eye. It's okay, use the same technique, just smaller brush, smaller area. Okay, I'm gonna go in real quick with a smaller brush. I'm gonna use the dark brown and put some right here. And this is contouring again. Let me get closer. And I'm doing the same thing, just a smaller area. And I'm not getting real technical. I'm trying to keep it really easy. I don't like to get lost in these details because man, I'll just be here all day. Now, contouring these lids is a really great thing, you guys, because like I said, it will give the illusion that you've got a deeper crease right here. It'll push that back if you've got this big old hooded lid. Now, I have a friend who's one of our subscribers, and she just recently commented that I believe it was her beautician or hairdresser or something. Someone told her she had fat eyelids. Like she said she's pretty, I'm guessing she's got a pretty hooded lid. And the beautician told her that she had fat eyelids. What's wrong with people? Why would you say that? And I'm sure she didn't mean it as an insult or rude or anything, but be careful. Like, I never knew I had a receding hairline. It didn't dawn on me. Like, I just was me, right? Until I was getting my hair cut one day, and the lady says to me, "Are you on medication?" And I was like, "What? No." And why? And she said, "Are you just really stressed out?" And I said, "No." I'm like the least stressed person you'll ever meet. And she said, "Well, your hairline's receding a lot. I think you're just losing a lot of hair." And I was like, "What? It is? What?" I didn't even know. Thanks for pointing that out. I needed you to point out one more thing wrong with me. All right, I have this tiny brush. I'm gonna take the dark brown and go underneath, because it'll add a little definition, but soft, and it's easy. You know, if you don't have a super steady hand with eyeliner, this is a good option. Or, you know, if your eyes don't hold eyeliner, if it runs all the way down to your kneecaps, sometimes powder is a great option. All right, I'm gonna go to eyeliner, but I wanna show you something like crazy about eyeliner. So I just have a roll-up liner. You can use pencil, whatever you like. And I'm gonna get in to the outside area. And of course, I'm gonna make a fat triangle. And then it's gonna disappear into my lash line. All right, I think I have to sneeze. I'll be right back. All right, disaster averted. Let's try this again. So, it's disappearing into my lashes over here. But now it's like a fat triangle out here. But I'm just gonna go down like this. And that's not how I recommend you do your eyeliner, but I'm doing it on purpose because I wanna show you something. That sometimes we're not great with eyeliner and we can't get it positioned right, and you're like, I can't bring it up, and you need a lift to the liner. So I'm gonna show you how to do that. Right now I'm just smudging it out a little. Sometimes we get these little speed bumps on our eyes. Yeah, speed bumps on your eyelid. Okay, fat triangle over here. You guys, I had a subscriber one time, well, several have said, can you get closer, like move the camera in? And I really can't, but I can try to get really, really close. Because if I get any closer, then my hands are gonna hit the camera. And you know what? My beautiful son, the editor, maybe can zoom in on this for you. This is the fat triangle. See? All right. Make it disappear into the lashes. Kind of sloppy, no big deal. I went out kind of far so you could see that fat triangle, so it would be pretty obvious to you. But remember, I've got this side all jacked up over here, okay? I did that to show you something when we get to concealer. Okay, right now I'm gonna go ahead and put some really pretty shimmer in my inner corner. So I want to use this ColourPop shimmer because it's going to highlight this area. Remember I said we were contouring here. I'm going to highlight here. Now this shade, it's called Frog. Anyway, again, it's by ColourPop, but holy mackerel, it's really pretty. And I'm going to put it on my inner corner. I'm just using my ring finger. For some reason, fingers tend to work a little bit better than brushes. and it really helps pop that inner corner. And I just stop about a third of the way over. Maybe, you know, it's closer to half, I guess. And you don't have to do this part if your lid is so hooded you don't even see that inner corner. It's okay, you can omit this part if you want. But if you've got any little bit showing there, it's really fun to add this little bit of shimmer. Okay, now I did accidentally get some on my eyeliner, so I'm gonna go back over it. You could do this first and then do the eyeliner to keep from having this mistake. It's not a big deal. You can just go back over it real quick because I don't want the shimmer on top of the eyeliner. Okay. Now I'm gonna use just a little bit of brow powder. I have permanent makeup on my brows, which I'm so thankful for. It's ridiculous. It has totally changed everything for me because then I don't have to draw them on every dang day. All right, I'm gonna go in with brow powder. This is like 2 shades here. I'll use the lighter on the inner corner just to keep it soft and let it look fluffy so it's not like a brick. Nobody wants a brick on their face, right? And now I'm gonna sing Brick House all day. She's a brick house. She's mighty, mighty. I know I sing that one all the time though. Just letting it all hang out. I don't even know why letting things hang out would make you mighty, mighty, but whatever. If I let it all hang out, I'd be saggy, saggy, just letting it all hang out. I'm too much today. All right, so I've got just a little bit of brow powder there to bring that brow back to life because, you know, I got foundation on it. I'm gonna do the other one and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back and I've got my brow powder on and I'm just finishing up my mascara right now. This is a really good, like, stay put mascara. We were talking about mascaras earlier with that Great Lash. You know what, if you've found a good mascara, would you please share that in the comments? I've asked you to share if you've got a favorite contour powder palette that you love, but if you've got a good mascara, I know our friends, all the subscribers here, everybody watching is always looking for a good mascara. So if you have one that you just love and swear by, would you please drop it in the comments and share that with us? I know that would be mucho appreciated. All right, so I've got mascara on just a little bit because I'm gonna put on some little half lashes. So I don't need to worry too much about that, you know, getting a big fat old coat of mascara. Let me grab my concealer here. I'm gonna use a fairly light shade. I really want you to see the difference because I'm doing the highlighting portion of the contouring now. So I'm going to show you some really good lifting techniques. Now, if you don't like your concealer this light, I promise you it's okay. You don't have to do as dramatic as I do. So yours can match a little bit better. You can start with a peach concealer under the eyes if you've got any darkness. So I'm going to do that right now. This is just a sweet little peach concealer by Elf. Love them. You know, you gotta love anything that's inexpensive, and especially if you just, you know, you're like, I just need like a tiny bit of this. I don't want to buy a, you know, big expensive thing if I'm just needing a little peach. And especially if you have a concealer that you're going to use with it, you know, then you've got 2 products going on. And this is just if you've got some darkness under the eye, you may want to start with peach to warm it up. Remember the color correcting like I did in the beginning. Now I'm gonna take my light shade of concealer. This is my brand, the Beauty Bar, again, that I have here for my students. But something that's really good and comparable to that one is the Shape Tape Creamy by Tarte. I prefer that one instead of the regular Shape Tape because that one's a little dry for me. I think, you know, especially when we reach mid 40s and 50, our skin begins to dry out a lot, and you can see how dehydrated we are under our eyes. So I like moisture. So I've got my concealer and my eye cream. Just grab your favorite eye cream and I like to mix it into my concealer. Even though I recommend a creamy concealer, I'm still putting some eye cream in it. Or eye serum, I do that too sometimes. But I'm gonna put a little here and a little here. Okay, so we're highlighting under here and we're gonna lift on the outer corners, okay? So I'm gonna start on this side. This is a fat, old, fluffy brush. This is actually a slant foundation brush. It's very large. If you have a smaller area, use a smaller brush because this one might be too big. And I'm sweeping it up. God, look at that lift already. Just shoop. And then soften it by bringing it down gently. And I'm just gonna pat and tap and bounce the brush. Really light, guys. I'm being so gentle. You could tell when my pinky starts to stick out all weird, I'm being very gentle. Like fancy, you know, when you drink tea and you have your pinky up, you're being fancy. You might be having tea with the queen. All right, now this side. Now remember, this is the side I jacked my eyeliner up on purpose because I want to show you, you can still get a great lift even at this point by pulling that eyeliner up. And now I'll just buff it out because, you know, it pulled a little bit of the black up. I'm just making it disappear now. So it'll blend really nice. And you can see I've got a great sculpted, lifted edge here. You want to make sure they're even though, so you don't lopside yourself. So right along here is nice and bright. I'm gonna take a little bit more of my concealer just on the fluffy brush. So I'm just using the back of my hand to brighten here in this like half moon. Now, if you're satisfied already, you don't have to do this part. You know, if you're like, I don't want to brighten in the middle, or, you know, if you have deep lines in your forehead, maybe you don't want to draw attention to it, and that's okay. I'm going to take my foundation brush that I was using before and just buff it in so that there's not such a defined line. And I didn't add foundation to the brush. I kind of treat my foundation brush at this point like an eraser. Now I'm going to take what's left of my little bit of concealer and strengthen up my jaw here. And here. A little bit on my lip just to mute down my lip line. So when I go to lip liner, it will really pop. All right. Wow. I am liking this. I'm gonna go back to my blush brush because once I get the concealer done, I tend to back blend and bring that blush back to life. So many B's in that sentence. This is such a great way to double stack that product too. So your blush will not fade later if you take the time to do this. I'll put a little on the tip of my nose. I want to go in with some highlighter, the actual powdered highlighter, you know, the shiny powder stuff. Now, if you don't like this, that's okay, because sometimes I get clients who are like, don't put that shiny powder on the tip of my nose. I hate that Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer thing. So you don't have to if you don't like it. But I'm gonna take some of this beautiful gold highlight powder and just go along the highest point of my cheeks, very gently. Don't get out of control. I do sometimes because, man, I love highlighter. And one time my husband was like as if I had wrapped my head in tinfoil or something. He's like, I think I have too much of that shiny stuff on. Anyway, I don't think I can be too shiny no matter what I do. All right, a little bit on the highest point of your cheekbone on both sides. And then I do like to do the tip of my nose sometimes. You don't have to do that if you don't like it. I really do. Now, if you don't have deep lines in your upper lip, and if you don't have a lot of hair, you can go ahead and take just a tiny bit of that highlight powder and do right above, because it will actually highlight the upper lip. Now, again, if you don't like that, or if it's gonna accentuate lines and little hairs, don't worry about it. That's just a quick little tip, because that's what we do here. Quick little tips. That should be the name of somebody's channel. Quick little tips. All right, I'm gonna take my lip liner. I'm just using a very neutral shade today. It's super nude, you guys. I'm gonna start in the Cupid's bow. Ooh, let me get this real quick. I felt like I had a little buildup of concealer there. I'm gonna start in the Cupid's bow and I'm going to overline. So I'm actually gonna contour my lips. So check this out. Let me come closer. Now the reason why I make the silly face is to tighten up my lips so I can get really in the cracks. I can get in those speed bumps really good. It helps your product last longer and it'll help it keep from bleeding and feathering as quick too. And I'm overlining quite a bit. Go back and forth several times. It helps it last longer. You know, if you just go real light and easy, it's gonna disappear pretty quick. All right. So I did go pretty far over my line. If you don't have a great lip liner, if you're afraid to do that, it's okay, but give it a try. You might really like it. Several times. Lots of times. It really does help it last longer. Okay, I'm gonna go in with this shade, Hola Cariño. And it's a really beautiful peachy nude. I'll make sure you get the link to this lipstick in the description, because this is a great one. I think you'll really like it if you give it a whack. So on top of my lipstick, I almost always will just put a gloss. Just whatever your favorite gloss is. I just like a little extra moisture there. All right, now before I go to lashes, I'm gonna double check everything. I do wanna do a little bit of bronze on my chest just to make sure everything's matching, but you can see it's coming together pretty well. Especially out here where, you know, I'm naturally lighter out here because I don't have that redness, that weird chest redness I was telling you about is really just in the middle. So awkward. So I just took a little bronzer. It's actually a blush called Bronze, but just a simple bronzer works. Put it right in the middle. I'm gonna go ahead and set all of this with the Continuous Setting Mist from Morphe. I like that it's really a fine mist. It dries pretty quick. But I always suggest grabbing a fan or whatever you've got nearby to make it dry quicker. And I like hold up my eyebrows and everything while it dries. All right. Now, you guys, I love little half lashes. Like, these little dudes are so cool. They're fun to practice with if you're not great with lashes. You can go grab them off Amazon. A big old fat card like this sometimes is like around $7 or $8. So you don't have to be afraid, like, you know, you're gonna mess them up. You can get great practice with them if you're not good at lashes, but I really suggest you practice. Don't give up. I have a lot of friends that watch our videos and they're like, I keep trying and trying and it's just not working. I know it's not easy, but I do suggest maybe you check out some videos called like lashes for beginners, you know, false lashes for beginners or something like that, where the video is just like up close, smashed into the eye of the girl showing you, and you can really get a good look at what she's doing. That really helped me when I first started dealing with lashes. All right, I'm gonna put the glue right here on the band. And making sure I get it all the way to the ends. Now you guys, when you're putting on your lash after you've got the glue, give it a quick minute to dry. Okay, I don't want you to put it on when it's wet. I know we get excited and we're like, I gotta get this on, I gotta get out the door. Or, you know, we just get excited to put it on and see if we can get it, but give it a minute. Because then it's gonna get tacky and it will stick on quicker. Okay, so it's a half lash. Put it on out here, outer corner. I'm doing my left eye first because it's harder for me. So I want you to see it's not super easy for me even, but you just don't give up. Make sure the outer corner is smushed down good. And now the inner corner always gives me a fit. Let me make sure you can see. Oop. Oh, I think I got it. Yeah, all right. And I'm just pressing it in to make sure it's on my eyelid, not sticking out, and then I just don't even know it. Oh. As usual, I swear every time I put lashes on my channel, I'm surprised when it works. Still, after all this time. And don't be afraid to make the dumb faces, because the sillier you look, the better the makeup. You know, you gotta hold your mouth wide open when you do mascara, and when you're putting on lashes, it's always, I don't know why that helps us concentrate, but it does. So you just get one of these little dudes, pull it from the outer corner so you don't obliterate the poor little thing. Rip him all to shreds. All right, now I put it in my lash applicator tool. The curve matches up, see? Okay, now I gotta put back on my glasses so I can see that stinking glue. And my hair is gonna look fabulous. I can't wait to take it out of these rolls because I think I'm gonna have big hair today, and my husband loves big hair. He likes big hair and he cannot lie. But remember, I told you earlier, we have a marriage enrichment class that we teach with some friends. We're co-teachers, and we stinking love it. And I just have the best time, like feeling like I have a good marriage, like getting to talk about our struggles and our trials, but how we've come through to the other side. I've only been married for 8 years now, but you guys, it's had a lot of trials, but it's been incredible. I was married to some pretty abusive people in the past. I had a really, really hard go with domestic violence. And so I gotta say, I just praise God every day for a new life and the incredible husband that I have. Because, whoo, doggies, life is good. And it didn't used to be. But again, beauty heals. All right, I'm going in. I think my other one is messed up, but I'll check it out in a minute. All right, see, you just shove it on there. And that glue is pretty cool because it stays blue until it dries, so you could see where it is. So that's always helpful. All right. My inner corner got a little whacked on me. There we go. Okay, I can see this one needs to be pinned down, so I better grab my magnifying mirror. Now watch, the struggle is so real on this channel. I don't like cut and try to make everything perfect and then get back on. I actually don't mind struggling in front of you so you can see that it's okay to struggle. Oh, that's actually my eyelash that's sticking up all wacky like that. Okay, well, that's all right. Okay, well, I think this inner corner might need a little extra help, but I mean, it's okay. Yeah, it's not the end of the world. I'm just gonna leave it. Yeah. Probably by the time I get done with my giant hair, that's not gonna be the only thing you look at. And I might have to go back later and give it a little shove, show it who's boss, but I think for now we're good. I think we're okay. So, real quick, you can see where I've contoured here and given that lift. Contour, highlight here like a half moon, contour in those eyelids like we talked about, and highlight on the inner corner, highlight the jawline. I contoured my lip by overlining, so it gave that darker line here and lighter in the middle with a little gloss. So that's a contour and highlight trick as well. Contour the neck down, bronzed up my chest. It created quite a bit of dimension on my face. And I feel really great. I feel like I look really pretty. I like kind of the sculpted bronzy thing I've got going on. And, remember, I didn't really do much eyeshadow. It's just the kind of technique I used and the placement, of those deeper shades. So let me get my hair out of these rolls. You guys, I usually will put it up in the rolls because if it cools while pinned up, while the whole time I'm doing my makeup, my curls will last longer. And I do that for my clients too. When I'm doing hair and makeup, I usually will roll and pin and then do their makeup. And I usually don't get them caught in their hair and have to pull their hair out like I'm doing to my own self right now. Which is good. I might not have a lot of clients if I had to pull their hair out. All right, now I'm giving it a fluff. I try not to brush it through at this point because that will ensure that it doesn't stay curled long. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, this is good. A little bit of height, I think. Sometimes I tend to get it too wide and I think it needs some height as well. And you guys, I was talking recently on one of my videos, I heard that 80s rocker hair is coming back like with a vengeance. And so don't think I'm not gonna be doing that soon. Because when I heard that, I was like, oh my God, it's an excuse to have John Bon Jovi's hair. Yes, that was my favorite. In 8th grade, I wanted to have the same hair as John Bon Jovi. I also wanted him to be my boyfriend, which would have been totally illegal, but whatever. I think I just ate a lot of hairspray. Teeth check. All right. I'm gonna come close. You can see my messed up lash on this side, but that doesn't matter. I could fix that later. Or not. I probably will forget about it and just wear it like this all day. But check me out. I've got that lift right here from the concealer. I really like it. I like the dimension on my cheek. And the lift from my blush and contour looks really pretty. And of course, my hair adds to the whole thing. All right, you guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Also, I have a members area that you can check out. It's like $2.99 a month. You can join my members only area and we do some hair videos, behind the scenes, some lives. We have a good time on there. And a lot of these products that I use today, I will drop links in the description if you'd like to pick any of them up. If you'd like any of the beauty bar products in particular, just email me. Use my website, JackieAlves.com. Toss me an email and I'll get back to you. Any of the other products, I'll go ahead and just put direct links so you can just shop right there and grab them. Even those brushes from Amazon, I'll go ahead and put my Amazon link there. I don't have an Amazon store or anything, but I'm still gonna share with you where I got them in case you wanna try them out. They're definitely worth the 30-something bucks I spent on them. One more check. All right, you guys, thank you so much for being here with me today. I hope you got some good tips for contouring and lifting that you'll actually try, whether you try one or two or you try all of them. I appreciate you watching, and I hope that you know I love you. And remember, beauty heals.